Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are doing another Let's Spill the Tea. This one is going to be about the worst date I think I have ever been on. Pretty sure it's the worst, or at least it's one of like the top worst. So a couple years ago, I think 2018, I was single and ready to date again. And so I got on like dating apps just to kind of see what was out there, kind of feel it out, all that good stuff. So I met this guy. His name will be Derek. It's like way different from his real name. Anyways, we'll call him Derek. So I went on this date with Derek, right? I used to work at my old job. It closed down I think in 2018 as well. At the end of it, this was like more at the beginning of it, and he like was texting me. He was super sweet and respectful and like really cool. It seemed like he was like asking me like all these like nice questions, kind of like what's my dietary restrictions, what do I like, not like. Gave me like quite a few options of restaurants to pick from. So I was like, oh, this guy's like so nice and sweet, like how considerate is he, like, And so we're talking, I'm at work, I'm getting ready to figure out like where we're gonna go for dinner that night, and I can't remember all the options. I ended up picking Maggiano's though, out of all the options he gave me. And I was like super excited because I haven't been to Maggiano's in forever at that time. So I was like super stoked, ready to go, and I told him that I would meet him there, which I'm so glad. That was my choice to do that. I'm not a big fan of letting people know where I live right away, just because, people are interesting now and you just never know what's going to happen to you. So I try to meet people at places, and like now I'm even more intense, but like back then, I was a little less ridiculous. And I wanted to meet him there, so I got off work, went home, got ready, all that good stuff. So I meet him at Maggiano's. And I ended up having to park like super far away, so he also doesn't know what my car looks like, thank goodness, all the stuff that like you should really like think about. And I walk in and he's like waiting in there, and I walk up to him, I'm like, oh hey, what's up, like nice to meet you, I'm so excited, whatever. And he's like so impatient from the get. Like he goes over to the like hostess people and is like, is our table gonna be ready soon? I'm like, didn't you like just get in here and tell them for two? Like chill out. And they're like, yeah, it should be ready like in a few minutes or whatever. So we're just like standing there waiting, and I'm just like, okay, whatever, cool. And then they come and get us, and we like go straight to our table. It did not take very long at all. And we go sit down, we're like ordering whatever, getting it all figured out, and then he pulls out his cell phone. And like on his phone, he has like a huge list of questions, like a huge list. And I was like, okay. So we're just like waiting for our food, and he's like asking me all these questions, like so many questions. I felt like I was getting like a life interview. That's what it felt like, a whole entire life interview. And we're just talking and talking and talking and talking. And I'm just like, okay. And our food finally comes out, and I'm all excited to like eat, and we're still talking and talking and talking and talking, and I'm like, why did we come to a restaurant? Why didn't we go to like a coffee shop if you just wanted to talk my ear off and have me? What was weird too is he would ask me questions and then not answer them. So I was like, well, what about you? Like, how do you feel about this? Or what do you think about that? Like, I can't remember all the questions. I remember very few. And this is the weird stuff. This is why the date was so weird. So we're talking, whatever. He comes across a question. He goes, would you ever cheat? And I was like, first of all, no, would you? And he was like, well, I mean, I liked this girl at my work, and she was married. I'm like, okay, so you would help someone else cheat, I guess, is what you're telling me? And he's like, well, nothing ever like really happened between us, but we liked each other. And I was like, okay. And I was like, well, me personally, no, I would never cheat. I don't want to cheat. I think it's not cool to cheat. There's like nothing okay in my mind about that whatsoever. Never has, never will be. Like, I think that is like literally one of the most disrespectful things you can do to somebody. So I was just like, no, I would never cheat, like, because I think it's so disrespectful and I don't think it's okay to do, you know? And so he was like, well, yeah, you're probably right. I'm like, yeah, I am right. Actually, in my opinion, I'm definitely right. So we're just like waiting. He's like talking and talking. I can't remember all the other, there's so many questions in between. I can't honestly remember all of them. And then he gets to these weird questions. He goes, so what's like your darkest memory that you have? And I'm like, I don't even know you. Why would I tell you that? Like, what's yours? Like, you're not gonna tell me that, right? And he's like, well, yeah, you have a point, but I still think you should tell me yours. And I'm like, no, like, I literally met you like 30-40 minutes ago at this point. No, I'm not gonna tell you something like that from the get. Like, I don't have anything to hide, but like, I'd like to at least know you, trust you a little bit more, you know, like have more interaction with you eventually. And so he was like super offended I wouldn't tell him. And I was just like, okay, well, let's move on. I'm sure you have more questions. Like, you have like 5 pages of questions. Like, let's keep going. And so we get to a point, he's like, so out of all your family members, who would be the worst one for you to have die? And I was like, who comes up with this crap? I was like, honestly, I can't even answer that because there's so many people that if they passed away, I would be devastated. And I'm like, why would you want to know something like that? Like, what is wrong with you? And I was like, let me guess, you don't also want to answer that one, right? And he's like, no. I'm like, so you want me to answer all this weird stuff, but you don't want to answer any of it yourself. And he's just like, well, I'm just curious, like, about you. And I'm like, yeah, this is not stuff you ask somebody the first time you meet them. This is stuff, first of all, I've never had someone ask me something like that, honestly. Like, who would I be the most devastated to have die in my family? Like, everybody? Hello? How do you narrow that down to one person? Like, I'm just so confused. I was like, you're weird, but okay. And at this point, I haven't even been able to eat. Like, he's been talking to me so much, I haven't even taken a bite of my food. I'm like, my food is gross. I'm gonna have to take it home now because it's disgusting and just eat it there because clearly I'm not gonna get to eat here. Like, I don't know why we came to a place to eat. We should have just seriously went to a coffee shop if you're just gonna talk my damn ear off and expect me to answer all this weird crap. And so I'm like getting annoyed. So I'm like starving and like he's just talking away and talking away and talking away. And I finally got to the point I was just like, so, like, I think we've been here for a while. We should probably leave soon. And he's like, yeah, you're probably right. I'm like, okay. And I was like, where did you come up with all of these questions? And he was like, oh, I thought of them all today before our date and everything. And I was like, and you typed them all out? He's like, well, yeah, I didn't want to forget any. I'm like, you could have forgot like 50 of them. It was just insane. So then we get up to leave and he like hugs me super awkwardly and I like walk away to my car, and thank God my car was so far away and he wasn't like anywhere near, so he never got to see what my car looked like, thank God, or know where I live or any of that. So then after the date he's like messaging me and he's like, so when's our second date? I'm like, in what world did you think that went well? Like, really, in what world did you think all that weird crap and my reactions to it? Because it wasn't like all, oh, it's fine. I was like, why would you want to know something like that? You know, like, it wasn't like all this like cute, happy, chill stuff. And I was like, honestly, I don't think there's gonna be a second date. I'm sorry, like, that was just too much for me. And I like don't really think we're compatible, basically. I wasn't mean, but I was just like, definitely never again am I gonna go on a date with you. This same person, we called him Derek, he has tried to match with me now. Like, I've been on dating apps like 2 or 3 times now in my whole life, and he has tried to rematch with me. Like, on some of them, like, I think on I always delete them because I get annoyed with them. I think it's OkCupid and Plenty of Fish. People can like write you like stuff before you like match. Well, I think Plenty of Fish, they can just match with you. And then you choose if you're gonna respond or not, I guess, kind of thing. And then OkCupid, they can like write little messages, but you don't have to talk to them ever. Even you can read those and like never talk to them. And so the last time I was on dating apps, which was like a couple months ago now, or like a month ago, month and a half ago, literally he like tried again. And I'm like, what world are like, and he acts like he's never like talked to me, met me, like knows nothing. He like acts like I'm like this totally new person. And I'm like, do you not remember that date? Because it was weird. And I even told you it was weird. So why would you think a couple years later I want to try to date you again? I don't. I want to stay away from you, you crazy. Like, I don't know. Have you guys ever been on a date like that where people are asking you, like, in my opinion, they're inappropriate questions. Not the cheating one, but, well, his response wasn't exactly appropriate. But, like, the other questions, they're weird. You don't ask somebody stuff like that. And I'm sure he asked me more weird crap, but I honestly don't even want to remember because it was just, like, too much. And I'm just like, in what world do you think this is going to be successful? And clearly you're still single. It's been years. I mean, I'm single again too, but like, I have dated people. I've gotten married. Unfortunately, I've gotten divorced in that time frame. Like, a lot has happened since 2018. And I'm just like, you're still here on all these apps, single, acting like you have no idea who I am. And that's just so weird to me. And I know between my last, I had like a really short relationship for like 4 months, and that was from a dating app. And then I had like a time frame I was single and I was on those bored. Like, you know, you're just, they're really good like boredom time passers to be on apps. It's just interesting to see what's out there too. You just never know. And so I think he tried to talk to me then. And then obviously we went on that date before. And then when I was single after my marriage, I was just curious after so many months of being divorced and everything, just like what's out there. And he tried it again. I'm like, in what world are you living in? Like, stop. You know who I am. I'm pretty sure there's not very many girls with purple hair / purple and green hair that look like this and whatever. I'm just like, and my tattoos are the same, which is like a huge thing. So I'm like, can you stop trying? Like, it's weird. And like, clearly you don't remember things or you don't care. Like, it's weird. So that is one of the worst dates I've ever been on. I know it's not like super like drama. I don't know if I've been on any that are like super like insane. I've been in super insane situations, which I will talk about those eventually, but not dates like that. Like, yeah, dating apps are terrifying. Like, I've met a few nice people on them. I have, and they're really cool. We still get along, like, we're friends and stuff, but like a lot of those dates are really weird. Like, I'm sure there's more that I can tell. I mean, my life in general with dating has been really weird. So we will get to all of those eventually. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment below. Tell me if you guys have been on a date with somebody that's asked you like super inappropriate questions for a first date. And if they have, let me know what they are, because it's like super weird and I want to know if this is like something that happens often or not. I hope it doesn't. But if it does, like, I'm not alone then, because I feel like I've never heard anyone say like people have asked them weird stuff like that. Or maybe comment below, tell me if you think it's normal and why. Like, I'm just curious, like, what makes it okay and normal to you? Because obviously it was okay and normal to him. It didn't bother him. However, he wouldn't answer any of them, which is really weird to me. So that's weird. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe. We're super close to 200. I'm so stoked about it. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, so that I know you guys want to keep seeing these Let's Spill the Tea videos. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys!